We are recording. Alright, this is a review portion of the last map we did for Defying Elements, which is called Dark Wood. Now, before we get into our star ratings for this, like we always do, we want to take time and do first thoughts. So, what are your thoughts?
It was very dark.
Yeah, it was. That's to give it credit though. The darkness seemed almost perfect for what the map was, and it did come up with the vibe of Silent Hill. I don't know if it was styled to be like Silent Hill, but it didn't. It wasn't. It didn't show it off right away if it was, and it left that vibe of it being kind of Silent Hill-ish.
Yeah.
Especially the fourth part. That one really brought it out. Um, the ambience in the background, like you can hear people screaming while we were in the asylum, really felt horror themed. Very perfect for this game. I think the only problem I might have had with it wasn't so much that it was tunnel vision, because it was still doable with the tunnel vision. It was more that it was long on those parts sometimes. And the maze idea, though it doesn't straight up act cruel, is really overused.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any additional thoughts, guys?
No.
Oh? Alright. So, let's move on to our ranking agenda here. Dread, we're going to start with you, then we're going to move to Keo, and then I'll be last. So, number of infected, we reached over 3,200 something. I think it was 3,245, something like that. On this map, based on how it was designed, do you think it was overwhelming, underwhelming, or the right amount for it?
Given how long it was and how spacious some of the areas were, it seemed right. So I'd give it a star.
Okay. The full.
Yeah, but I mean, I only died the one time, right at the very, very end. You know.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, it was fun. I would agree with it. I would say it was one star for all of us. It didn't feel like it was overwhelming. There were times where it kind of felt that, but it was right near the end of the whatever stage or part that we were at, and we got the safe room right around the corner. So it was very fair. It wasn't truly unforgiving. It's really easy. The number infected was really easy on this one, I think. Really easy to take care of when it mattered. So moving on, this would be the length. We clocked in about an hour 40. So, what do you got? What do you think about that, Dread?
I'd give it a star. It seems worth it. It seems right for how long it is, but some of those parts just felt too long.
Okay.
It just felt too long to me.
Well, yeah, but given what the map was designed for, it seems okay.
But then again, we've been kind of not playing this for a while.
Yeah,
And
we'll get to that later.
This map sort of seems like it'd be for people who marathon it.
True, but we'll get to that part later. This will be after we do this, okay, Dread? Keo, what do you think about the length?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely felt designed to be a longer playthrough. You know.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think it's a full star. Usually the maps in the past that we had, we always did it by how many parts it was and how long it took us to get through it. And usually what it took us when we were playing regularly, it took us through an hour to get through 5 minutes, 5-part maps all the time. And anything that came up that was like 3 hours long, unless it was designed to make us go that fast, usually that was a bad thing. This one seemed designed to make us take our time to get through it, so that's why it felt long. Um, and as Dredd pointed out, yeah, we haven't done this for a while. So, moving on to difficulty. We heard this was supposed to be a hard map, and at times it did feel like that. But we played it on normal difficulty because that's our true test. It's not. It's for casual playing here. That's what we do here. So, Dredd, what do you think about the difficulty?
I'd probably give it only half a star because this map was hard, but it was mostly because we couldn't find healing items.
Okay.
There weren't that many medkits or any pills or adrenaline.
Okay. Kyo?
Oh, I'm inclined to give it its full stall.
Okay.
It felt right.
Okay.
Maybe a few places could have had items. There's a lot of empty rooms, you know?
Yeah. I'll give it 3/4. And my reasoning is pretty much the valid both sides of the argument here. I agree with Kale that it wasn't feeling like it had the idea that it was supposed to be hard, it was supposed to be long and spacious, and it's not like it was hurting us all the way through. It was very forgiving at times. But it is true, there wasn't a whole lot of healing. I myself was complaining, where the fuck can I get some healing anywhere? And it was really on the 4th map where this came into effect. It took me a while before I could find a med pack. And then when I found it, almost, I want to say 5 minutes later, I'm back to red again after I've spent that med pack because I'm trying to find out where we're supposed to go, how dark it is, and everything. So, at times, it felt like you can die at any moment. It didn't matter if you found healing or not. But, yeah. It could use some more healing items, like some more rewarding things when you explore it. Because there's a lot of places to explore in this map.
I would have taken more off if it was like a normal map where we would throw more tanks at us because we only ran into like two tanks.
And that's where I'm saying it's forgiving. Is like it didn't throw those at us. Like they were not scripted. If it comes out, more than likely it was not a scripted tank. It was a random shot. But the way we seem to get it, we only went through like I think 4 tanks in all together through these 5 maps, and that's 3 of them on the finale. Which is very shocking for a long type of map. So, we might have gotten lucky, but it doesn't seem like anything was really scripted.
Relying, on the AI to give you more tanks.
Yeah, I think this one was just a more forgiving playthrough. We might have got lucky with it. Because it wasn't scripted tanks, if anything. So, moving on to design of the map. Was it in theme? All that stuff. So, Dredd, what would you give it?
I'd give it only half a star because, sure, it was dark, but we weren't really in the woods for very long. We were only in the woods for like maybe 5 minutes, and then we were just in a lab, then we were in an insane asylum / Highland Hill, then we were in a graveyard in front of a church.
Alright. That's fair. Kyo?
I'm just going to go ahead and give it its full stall.
Okay.
I mean, it was just a great map design, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it the full stall.
Yeah. And I'm going to give it a full star here. There's so many things that this map did. Outside of its name, the name doesn't sound so appropriate after like the first 2 parts of the map. Because then it kind of goes away from it. But outside of that, the designs of the laboratory was fantastic. The design of the insane asylum that was underneath the laboratory, and how
that was also Silent Hill.
It felt like a Silent Hill vibe, and it acted like a Silent Hill vibe. Very well done. It showed out that this could really be a horror type feeling in there, and we're almost dreading where we're going to go next. Why is it so dark? It felt really, really perfect for what it was trying to capture. Um, the only thing I think that was a design flaw was probably the finale because of that. Well, the blades right in the middle of the church. Kind of a cool idea, but it's not very well executed at all for this type of game because usually zombies will go around it unless you're standing in a specific area. It's really not ideal. It's kind of nice though. I'll give it that, but it's the only design flaw I had with the finale or any real part of this map outside of the tunnel vision being everywhere. That and having the mazes being overused. It was fair. It wasn't bad. It wasn't cruel with them, but it felt literally like we were going through a maze at every single second of every single part of the map. It's a bit overused.
And there was no cheese in the end, so fuck them.
So this brings us
Why
down
am
to
gonna get a giant rat costume and be in a maze? I want fucking cheese at the end.
okay. We're going to the final part, which is recommendations. Dread, do you recommend this map as is?
I only give it 3/4 because I don't even recommend it for people who really play Left 4 Dead 2 a lot and would marathon this map.
Okay.
Or marathon maps like this.
True. Gil?
I'll give it. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
It's both at least one playthrough.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's a full star. It is worth the one playthrough. If you have not played this map, you should. It is very fun. For as long as it feels, the fact that it feels fun still in the end is quite nice. The fact that everything's designed very well is quite nice. I didn't.
Yeah, but this is not a beginner-friendly map.
No, oh no. I would not suggest if you have just started this type map. It's not very easy to get through. I would suggest you bring friends that may have played the map before to help you get through the maze areas because there's a lot of the maze areas that kind of harm this map. Other than that, there isn't too many puzzles. There isn't too many backtracking to go through. Part 3 was probably the best part of the whole map, where we got on the elevator within 2 minutes before it explodes.
Didn't we almost die because of the bot?
No. The bot was taking a slow time, but I think he was injured. That's why. But it still, overall, there was a lot of cool scenes that happened. It really had a lot of love and care taken with this map. Took it its time. They made sure it was patient and done the right way and the way they envisioned it. It's worth a playthrough. But I would suggest as Dredd said, if you're just starting Left 4 Dead, this is not the map for you. You should actually get some experience, play some other maps. If you want to get into custom mod map ones, take a look at Suicide Blitz or Haunted Forest to kind of get an idea of what they're asking for you in that one. And then you kind of graduate to this one. Because this one is one of those things where you kind of have to persevere. You kind of have to be focused. You got to look at everywhere and get used to that tunnel vision feel.
And when you look at it, it will punish you if you do not pay attention.
Yeah, and at parts we almost got punished. Hell, I didn't pay attention to one corner. I went to go look for the health, found a health item, and as I passed it, there's a tank. It almost punished me for that. I don't think it was scripted. I think it was random. But again, if you're not looking around, shit happens. So anyway, that is our review for the map. Now, as I mentioned in the playthrough video, this is the first time we've done this in a while. And I have found some other maps that we might do in the future. I don't think this is going to be a reoccurring thing. I know when I posted the update, it was kind of on a hiatus. We didn't know if we were going to go back to it. If we keep finding maps like this we might go back to it, I think. Because if we could enjoy them, we could probably have some better ones. I think we ran into a lot of Left 4 Dead tradition ones, which was Half-Life ones. I found so many of those, and I thought they weren't going to be it, but it felt like Half-Life, and it was dragging on. This one is what we're looking for.
So probably only do, maps every so often rather than the scheduled thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about like doing maybe one a month, if anything, personally. But it's really hard to find a map a month because people are working on them. So
It'll
I
be kind of a once we find a map type thing.
I think so. And I mean, I already found a few, which means I'm not going to say we're going to do this every week from now until we get through those ones. And I've only found two. But maybe once a month, unless I find more in the meantime. But for now, we'll play it as once a month, unless we don't find any at that point. And then we just wait. Because I know there's a Five Nights at Freddy's one. Kind of want to try it out before we actually record it, because I want to see if it acts like the game itself or not. But it's still in beta, and I'm just waiting for it to kind of finish up before we even try it. Because the guy is trying to implement a system where it acts exactly like Five Nights at Freddy's. So
That sounds weird.
it sounds like an interesting thought. So I'm curious on how that goes, so I'm just going to wait on it. But I did find another map. We'll continue this probably sometime next month when we feel like it. Because I don't think we want to burn ourselves out with Left 4 Dead like we did. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and when you're in the comments, give us feedback on how we did our playthrough, our review, or other videos I have posted up here. I enjoy feedback. I want it. If I don't get any, I don't know what problems I might have, because I'm thinking I'm doing okay with them. And I want to make the viewing experience much better for you as the viewer. So please put the feedback down, and go ahead and subscribe to Keo's channel, which is the Imperialistic Fox, I think it was, or the Inquisition Lord Inquisitor.
You know what? Just go to twitchtv.com/KyoKitsune, and you can get a link to my Twitter and my YouTube there.
Yeah. Go to there. If you can't find it through that way, if you couldn't figure out the spelling, you can go to mine and you can find it. Go to my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/DarkKnightPhoenix. Simple as that. And just look at my followers, because I'm following him. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you later.